Welcome back to Couple Wisdom with Jesus and Coffee, a place where the faith is brewed fresh daily. And as my motto, pour yourself a cup and stay a while. Now today I'm going to speak a little about being salty. I'm going to start off with a verse. Matthew 5:13 says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how shall saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet." Now, are you salty or have you lost your flavor? Let's talk about it. Now, the world's salty is being angry over something or being annoyed about something. But here, Jesus' salty is being flavorful. It's about being a preservative in this dark world. In this verse in Matthew 5:13, Jesus calls believers the salt of the earth. So he expects us to add Christlike flavor to this dark world. Now, as believers, being salty helps preserve our goodness in this rotten world. It helps us to stand against more decay. Jesus calls for us to remain salty in order to bring light into these dark places. Because if we go into these dark places without our flavor, then how can we sprinkle our salt? So as the salt of the earth, as believers, we spark a thirst to know God in others. So we must guard our own integrity and keep our passion for goodness and make sure our life reflects the love of Christ. Jesus wants us to stay flavorful, to not lose our lose our flavor, But I know sometimes people will say this can be hard, but this is when we have to lean not on our own understanding and trust God, knowing that it can be done. But we have to know that our God-given identity as salt, it is of no use if it does not spill out into our everyday lives. And that's just if you think about it. When salt is just sitting in the cabinet on the counter, it's not doing anything. Salt has no use if it is just sitting on a shelf. It needs to be sprinkled to make a difference. God has called us to represent Him wherever we go. And in order for us to uphold that mandate, we must be salty and we must be full of flavor. So when someone says or asks you, "Are you salty?" you tell them yes, that you are salty for Christ, not the world's salty. And then allow your character to reflect Jesus everywhere you go. As believers, we can do this one thing that I think, and this is my opinion. We can get in the notion to leave a place better than we found it. And when I say a place, I mean whether it's your home, your school, the grocery store, the beauty salon, wherever you go, get in the notion to leave that place better than you found it by sprinkling your salt and showing God's love and truth. Now, we are called to be in the world, but we are not called to be of the world. We don't have to act like the world. And because of this, our saltiness will not blend in. And that is completely okay, because we were not called to blend in with the other flavors of the world. So with that, I want you to keep this in the back of your mind. Think about this. If you lose your saltiness, how will people be able to taste your godliness? And I'm going to say that again. If you lose your saltiness, how will people be able to taste your godliness? So I encourage you all to stay salty, for Christ. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Christ. Bye-bye.